Hi, my name is Rodney McKenzie, and this is More Life video blog. A year ago, I would have told you some really interesting stories that are true, but I'm discovering there's more complexity to it. A year ago, I would have told you that my father died when I was 13 years old. A year ago, I would have told you stories, which are true, about my father being incredibly abusive to me and to my mother and to my brother. I would have told you a year ago stories about the military police coming and stories of blood and sadness and tears and pleading for my father to stop. A year ago, I would have told you a story about one time my little brother and I doing something extremely bad. I think it was bad. But my father asking us to lay down and getting on top of us. And then when we couldn't breathe and when we pleaded enough for him to stop, he then got up and started laughing. But you know what's interesting? I'm discovering something that was really big. About 3 months ago, I discovered because of just asking questions, I realized that that I wasn't 13 when my father died, but I was actually 8. I was 8. I was a baby. I was 8 years old when my father died. And don't get me wrong, even if my father died at 13 years old, I was still a baby. But at 8 years old, that's different. That's a whole different conversation for me. So at 8 years old, my father died. At 8 years old, it's true, my mom did have a conversation with me about being a man. But at 8, I had no concept at all about what it meant to be a man. At 7 years old, at best, was probably when I saw my mom and my dad have their last fight. At 6 years old, I probably then saw my mom and my father fighting each other. I probably then saw blood, or maybe I saw blood the first time when they were 5. But when I was 5, but the point is, I was a baby. I was small. I'm 6'5" now. I was probably 2'1". I was a baby. I was a baby. And what's amazing about that for me is that I'm beginning to realize a lot because of my experience as a kid. It all makes sense. For a while, I only dated men that abused me. Only dated men that either cheated on me or wanted to fight or just painful relationships. And I recognize in this moment today that the reason I did that was because that's what I knew. I was 8 years old, and that's what I thought love was, and I really created that experience over and over and over and over again in every relationship I had. And what's interesting is that I used to ask myself, why don't I date nice men? And I see why now. I didn't like dealing with nice men. I didn't. And the reason I didn't like dealing with nice men is because when I was a kid, when I was 7 at best, the times I was really afraid of my father wasn't when he was abusing me. Not at all. It wasn't when he was being mean to me. But I was afraid of my father when he was nice, when he was kind, when I remember him being loving, because that's when I didn't know when he would revert back. And so, it's funny today, I'm bringing these incomplete memories together to remember myself. Today I forgive my father. I know that my father did the best he could. I know that my father came here trying to love and couldn't figure it out. I forgive him for that. But today it's truly all about me. Today I choose to welcome the memories of my father. The abusive memories, yes, but the loving ones. And I choose to walk through the fear of loving, kind relationships, knowing that now I'm okay. Love won't hurt me. You being kind, it won't hurt me. If anything, it's what I desire. Today, I believe it's important for us to look at the memories that we have. The memories that we've been holding on to that may be true, but some of it may be incomplete. And in that incomplete story that we've been holding on to lies our freedom. It lies our healing. it lies what we want. Talk to you later.